Oh yeah, I am excited to be here. Back in Austria, Ramon, wow. Now you know what? When I got invited to come share what I am going to share with you, called The Mind of Ramon and the Passion of Ramon, wow, I said absolutely, let's do this because I love Austria. Now, a quick snapshot about me. I started my career as a 19-year-old kid that wanted to deliver pizzas back in the States. And fortunately enough, when I did that, I paid attention to the words, paid attention to those constant examples of my parents who said, whenever you go do something, you better be the best at it or don't even do it. That applies today. It doesn't matter if you sell pencils door to door. It doesn't matter if you're the company that makes the pencils or you do whatever you do. You got to make sure that you're the best at it. I'm going to share with you what I call my first mindset. That mindset is showing up early. You need to show up early with the desire to make a difference. Now, in here today, who was the first person to show up to the event other than the people that work here? Figure that out because I want to talk to you. I got a gift. Now, you see, the thing is that my first day on the job, if I would not have showed up early, I would have actually been fired because I did not bring a belt. See, a belt was part of the uniform. So when I showed up and I didn't have that belt, they didn't let me work. But because I showed up early, I was able to go back home, grab a belt. And if I would not have done that, who knows how many, was that 25, almost 30 years ago, I wouldn't be here today. So whatever you do, make sure you show up early. It could be trying out an app. It could be trying out a new route if you're in airline industry. It doesn't matter. You need to test A and B to come up with the right path. The second thing you need to do is you need to make sure that you care about your customers more than your competitors do. I'll tell you, back in Chicago, if I had a competitor who was totally, now watch how I pose for this. Make those guys' jobs easier. People that want to help you look good, help them. You got a camera there too? Come on, buddy. Hurry up, because I got like 17 minutes. All right, got it. So what I'm trying to tell you is that my competitors, if they were not paying attention to their customers, I would rip their customers from their database and make them my best friend. So care more about your customers than your competitors do. See, back in 1989, that was me, this pizza delivery guy. When we got called out by McDonald's and they thought that they were going to take over as the pizza delivery kings of Chicago, give me a break. We went back the next day. We hit them hard right where it hurts during lunchtime, and we gave away 300 pizzas by the slice during lunchtime. So if you are ever at those Golden Arches, try and order a pizza. I'm just saying. So really quick in a nutshell, the things that really have been very beneficial to me is that back in 1998, we pioneered e-commerce when no one wanted to do it, when no one wanted to be a part of it. When you just mentioned the word anything, they said, whoa, I think I got a different meaning. We did it. We did it with the dot-coms, which were the startups of the 90s. We were very successful in it to the point that it not only drove our sales from $3.5 million in 2000 to doubling it a decade later, but it also gave us 70% digital revenue. I don't care what company you have. If you're able to take 70% of your business, 70% of your orders without having to answer the phone or talk to a customer, let me tell you, there's a massive ROI in that. We already were using the tools that we had at hand, which were ICQ and AOL Instant Messenger. For me, that was my microblog. That was Twitter before Twitter was invented. And I'll show you some awesome love that we did with students when Facebook first hit in 2005. Now think, in 2005, how many megapixels did you have in your pocket? Well, if you had Samsung's first 5-megapixel phone in 2005 in Korea, that phone cost $1,000. So just think, how many university students had those megapixels of life in their pockets? 0. So what we did at the universities, we took photos. We took photos of everything we did. We put them on our blog. We had a real simple blog, massive photo section, telling students, go on there, swipe, and steal these pictures. We were using the tools that we had at hand. In 2005, very simple message review boards, before Yelp was invented, before TripAdvisor was invented, so that when these new tools came in, we already had muscle memory, and we became masters of it. We already were used to talking to customers in 5, 10, 15, 20 characters, so that when Twitter was invented a decade later, I said, yes, I have an extra 100 characters. And my brand competitors were saying, what in the world? How could I say what I need to say in just 140 characters? I loved it absolutely so much that I considered going back to college in 2005 just so that I can open up a Facebook account. Try and go figure that out. In reality, what you want to do is you need to become a problem finder. You become a problem finder, then you promote your solutions. See, the thing is that if the problem's already been found, it's you plus probably another 50 people trying to give the solution. But if you're the first person to find it, or within those first, you already have the ins because you're saying, I have identified this opportunity, let's talk about it. You need to make sure that you're asking the right questions. Always ask, so what are your goals about doing this? What's your budget? How are you performing? Why? And I love number 5, which is, and what are you going to do about it? Now, as we continue to go forward, my goal today is to inspire you. I want to inspire you to make a difference in the lives of your customers. Realize that people will only capture what's important to them, be it a wedding or be it a selfie. It doesn't matter how many hashtags or how many do this logos you put in their face. If you are not important to them, it's not going to happen. You need to make sure that you give customers a rock star experience. And I love sharing this photo because what I have learned over the years in digital marketing is that if it were not for women, there would be no social media. Make sure you are important. I love this in New York, a pedicab. So the 2 ladies in there said, please take the photo, take the photo. Doesn't matter the size of the business. Today with digital marketing tools, it doesn't matter if you sell pencils door to door. You can be a multinational, international business. Your content, everything you say, everything you do is your digital DNA. I don't care if it's Snapchat, somebody saw it and somebody probably captured it. There's no big digital eraser. It doesn't even matter if the EU says, Google, you have to delete it. Somebody read it. Now, I got a massive question for you today. If you were to dissolve, be it if you were not to exist, Alex, get ready. If you were not to be around anymore, would your customers miss you? Well, let me tell you, this is my 3rd time in Austria. And if I landed here and they said, Ramon, Doodler doesn't exist anymore, I would have cried. But I am so glad it still exists. Doodler, I love you. Treat your customers like friends. When you treat your customers like friends, not like numbers, not like KPIs, they will have your back. They will carry you. You will carry them when things are great or when things are bad. This is what you don't do to your customers because you wouldn't do it to your friends. You don't say, I didn't hear that. I didn't see that. I didn't say it. You own up to it. You say, I am the face behind the logo. Like it or not, I'm the responsible guy. Now check this out. Back in Chicago, we live in this life camera action society. Well, I'll tell you what, here in Graz, Austria, you guys do the same. Check this out. Now, DJ, I want you to help me. Just raise the volume. Check this out. Let's raise the volume here. DJ, hit me a song. Let's hear that ice. Why, DJ, where's my song? Can you imagine this outside my hotel yesterday? See, the thing is, not only do we live lights, camera action in Chicago, but you guys do the absolute same thing here. And I take my hat off to you. DJs, thank you. Now, you think selfies were something that just started as a result of the Oscars? We kind of do this every winter when it's 40 and 50 degrees below zero, because this is the only way that you can actually get out there and do something. You have to be so quick with things to make sure that you keep flashing blinking your eyes so that your eyelids don't get stuck. What was very powerful for me was managing the micro interactions. See, those micro interactions create shareable moments. If you can make your customer smile, if you can make your customer feel absolutely incredible, these micro interactions become macro interactions. Here's an example. Check this out. This is 2010 at 3 o'clock. This is a tweet why some brands do not want to be involved in social media. The worst customer experience, Ramon. Oh my God, you guys just can't do anything right. That's 302. 35 minutes later, in a very open, real, accessible, and transparent conversation on Twitter, we took care of it. Look at the sentiment, how it changed. But even though we took care of it, and we made her happy by fixing things, this customer said, you know what, Ramon? You made me miss half of a football game. I said, no problem, Lauren. Next time she ordered pizza, I acted upon my instincts. I downloaded, used, and put to active that app we all carry. And I said, here are 2 tickets to the football game. I apologize for the fact that we made you miss the game. 1 year later, and I've done this every single year for her, to let her know that I will never forget and that my team would never forget, we sent her another pizza party to remember how much we messed up her life last year. That's in 2000, that's a year later, 2011. That's 2012. And of course, this was 2013. And I'm looking forward to 2014. Embrace your mistakes. It's like having a flat tire on your car. The only way you learn how to fix it is by having it and changing it. Yes, you could probably call somebody to come and fix it, but when you get down there on your knees, when you get those hands dirty, you are just totally going to be a lot stronger and better for your brand. When we did this, little did I know that Party Aficionado, a teacher out of the University of California at Riverside, actually made it into a case study, and she uses it as part of the curriculum. Focus on the feeling. Focus on the experience that people have when they come in touch with your brand. Every single contact point, think about, put yourself in their shoes. Think empathy first. You see, the thing is that there is no business out there that exists without customers. Why not focus on them? If you want to do social media, you better realize that social media is like breathing. You don't just do it Monday through Friday. That blue line are the mentions. Those 2 empty columns on the side are Saturday and our Sunday. And that yellow line is the response. You can't turn your social listening on Monday and off on Friday, because that's like putting customers on hold for 28 or 48 hours, and you wouldn't do that. You see, customers are an investment. You need to treat them that way. Be it time, be it money, be it digital, be it whatever. They are an investment, and you need to nurture it. So while I'm at a conference in the Central Business District in Sydney, Australia, I get a tweet from a customer that just says, Ramon, I've just ordered pizza. That's all he says. It's on the way. So I take out that remote control of life that has a video camera, and I make a 30-second video, and I post it on YouTube that basically says, Zach, thank you very much for ordering. I appreciate your business. That strikes an emotional chord. Those emotional chords create shareable moments. This was his response to me via video. I guess it didn't play, huh? Good break to take a drink of water.
Hey Ramon, it's Zach. Thanks so much for sending us the video. It really means a lot when a brand reaches out to you and touches you. You've done an amazing job with your brand here in Chicago, and Kylie and I both just wanted to say thank you. So from me, thank you, and from Kylie,
thank you.
Have a great time in Sydney.
Now, just like dating, gentlemen, just like dating, if you make mama feel incredible, you have a high probability for another date. Just saying. Look at what mom had to say. Thank you, Ramon, for your kindness to my son, my daughter-in-law. It's the epitome of customer service. See, the thing is that customers are an investment. I mean, why not nurture them? There's nothing you would do from either buying a plant or investing €1 and not trying to do everything you can to make it grow. Also realize that, see, your customers are your biggest brand advocates, as well as your employees, which you're already paying anyway. But see, me and American Airlines, we got this, I don't even want to say love-hate relationships, because I love them more than I dislike them. But on this one particular flight, I just took a photo, and I posted, and I said, hey, American Airlines, I love that you put your Twitter ID on a napkin. So someone else that follows me says, you know what, this might actually work, because I am now going to follow them, because Ramon, you follow them. So basically, as an advocate of the brand, unpaid, I basically got them another follower. But what was really cool is that after that, in a long conversation, the airline engage with their new follower. Hi, how are you? What are you doing? Have you ever flown us back and forth, back and forth? Or potentially she might take a flight in September. Now, who knows if that's going to happen? But the thing is that you're getting this conversation, which is better than getting no conversation at all. So check this out. About a year and a half ago, I'm coming back from a conference in Paris, and I tweet American Airlines. And I said, American, when this plane lands in Chicago, I would have finally reached executive platinum status, meaning I have flown 100,000 miles. And I said, can I get any love? So they tweet me back, and they said, yes, we send you virtual confetti. And I'm thinking, wow, this is an airline. This is a global brand. This is not like me, some guy with 6 pizza shops. I don't even know how many planes, take off and land, how many contact points they have. Hundreds of thousands, possibly a day. And I got a tweet back from them. That's awesome. When the plane landed, 7 or 8 hours later, welcome to Chicago, the weather, the this, the baggage claim, the that. With the following passenger, Ramon de Leon, please make your way known as you exit the jet bridge. Now, when you're on an international flight and they call your name out like that, it's typically not a good thing. I didn't have a connecting flight, so I was kind of worried. So I was seated in 3A, and I kind of went like this. And I said, okay, cool. There's no dog and there's no police. So as I walk out there, this is what happened.
You're not gonna believe this world. Jet bridge. All right. I just got off the plane. I've been in Chicago only a few minutes, and then I hear my name. They say, Ramon de Leon, please come here. So I am being greeted by staff, friends here from American Airlines here in Chicago. And your goal is what was your message to me?
Congratulations on your executive platinum status. Woo!
Oh my God! Thank you very much. Ramon,
now that's a large
right.
brand. Now does that happen to everybody? Absolutely not. But the thing is that it happened to me, and I've been sharing this story all over the world to the extent where even a friend of mine, Catherine Merritt, says, Ramon, American Air's Twitter ID, it's like your personal Siri. I just love watching you guys talk back and forth. But when you're humanizing your brand and you're letting people get to know the face behind the logo, you're going to have days like this when you're going to wonder, you're going to feel the weight of the brand on your shoulders, and you're going to say, I can't believe I actually decided to do this. This is worse than working out. Why did I decide to do this? But if you stick with your guns and you trust with your instincts, you will eventually get some love from your customers and your friends that say, thank you for doing just that. You need to trust your instincts if you want to humanize your brand. And the way that you do that is that you have to be your own caffeine. You have to be the person that lights up the room when you enter. You see the way I entered? Not the kind of guy that lights it up when you leave. You can't be lazy. You can't be boring. And I told this to Disney. I said, you know what? I love your hotel rooms, but your toilet paper is boring. Next time they hired me to speak, this is what they did, and I said, thank you very much, Disney. You need to keep your eyes open. You need to think. Is what you're tweeting saying, is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it kind? If it's not, stay away from the send button. You need to get people's attention because people are busy, either tweeting looking down at a conference or brushing your teeth in the Central Business District in Central Australia. You need to realize that social media, it's about people. It's not about the technology. It's always been about people. Now check this out as we wrap this up. I want to use this as an example on how even the smallest of businesses or the biggest of brands, we're going to need volume, can make a difference. You can make the simple spectacular.
The disco cab. Saving the best from right now. 1, 2, go. Let's go.
This is a cab. Have you ever been in a cab like this? See, the thing is that we complain. We complain, where's the ROI? We always say, show me the money. What are you doing to deserve the money? Look at this cab driver. He is doing everything he possibly can to deserve that money. Get that volume up a little bit on that. They look like they're having a great time. Hopefully, as you leave this conference and you tell the entire world how great of a time you had, I don't know if you'll have this kind of cab ride back to the airport. But I'm just telling you, if you are not on fire at work, you're not working hard enough. Now you finally got some music there, DJ? There we go. I've been waiting for that. There we go. Now come on, hit that a little bit higher. You don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. A little bit louder, DJ. Oh, man. You don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. Realize that difficult is good, because if it's difficult for